His name, Merlin.
What's going on, nomads, party people, and strangers everywhere across the internet? My name is V, you know, like the letter, and welcome back to Merlin Weekly Reviews, where today we are discussing the episode Sweet Dreams. So, small summary of what this episode was. As a peace treaty between the 5 kings of Ambien are starting to go all the way to Camelot, because we don't want to do anything new or go to a different castle or to a new territory whatsoever for world building, we have Arthur supposedly falling in love with a princess by the name of Vivian, aka the Lady Vivian, which is all orchestrated to cause a war that happened between the 5 kings that makes Ambien entire bloodshed. And it's up to Merlin to try to save Arthur from his own bewitching heart for the Lady Vivian. Will he succeed? Will he fail? Will this all be a catastrophe? Well, you need to watch and see. Okay, from that very hammy summary right there, what are my thoughts on this episode in general? Or first, from the technical side of things, it is a pretty well shot episode from scene to scene to scene, trying to give a big juxtaposition about how dialogue choices are supposed to go from how one person is expecting the other to do the actions opposite of what another person was dictating, giving a nice little comedic effect, along with trying to make sure we did a lot of stuff involving shooting the characters in very believable lighting, and even airbrushing scenes of just like, we know we have like this one person in a nightgown, but let's just airbrush out the nipples. Just airbrush out nipples so no one sees nipples. Nipples. And that's basically the whole thing of the technical side of stuff from writing and cinematography, and the fact that they still keep up the CGI quality with the John Hurt dragon to precise finesse. But going on to my whole gripes and credences with the story. Credences, I will give that it is a very believable, mystical, charged love triangle that should not exist. Of 2 people being forced to fall in love due to magic, trying to break up a singular couple that is still a ship, which also feeds into the bromance that everyone wants to be a full-blown guy-on-guy romance. But I'm gonna leave that to the fans. But it also gives a nice little narration point to try and lead into the main relationship that is building up very nicely in small increments for the entire series, where we're starting to see more hints of it becoming more and more open and full of a lot more joy and love between these 2 characters, giving you more of a backdrop of a lot of more details and a little bit more intense feelings for what these characters are going through, where you're invested in the entire plight in general. However, my plights with the story is kind of what a lot of people have over the course of the entire show in general, which is just using this sort of stuff as a big magnet for one character and leaving the titular character out in the dust with nothing. As if it's to say, we know we gave you a chance at love and we fucked up, and we're gonna get back to you one day. Maybe, possibly, I don't know, cause we also fucked you out of another relationship that could have been canon, could have been smart, but no, fuck that apparently. So, I don't know, can you break up the love whole scenario here? Like, you were in love once, right? Right? You can understand this, right? Come on. Work with me here. Come on. Like, it's through that whole nonsense that I'm just like, it seems unfair to give off that sort of regard of just like, if you're building up a big love scenario going on, wouldn't it be sort of a nice dichotomy to have it sort of be it's 2 characters still suffering the same ailment, so they both had to be freed, or one has to be freed from one credence to then save the other from similar scenarios? Like, I know you want to have like the whole asexual friend save the other friend because we can't have 2 people in a love romance thing, but it's kind of a tired trope that I wish people would experiment more and see if it can work or cannot work on its own 2 feet. Another thing that I kind of felt was a little bit stupid was how they handled the main antagonist for the episode, which was basically, you bitch boy, do my job for me, and also make sure you don't get caught. But sire, I'm only trying to... No. Butts up for sitting. Now get the fuck out of my face. I need to sit here and look like a cowardless bastard. It was just like, What was your... what? Why are we even giving you any mind? Why couldn't we make someone that was, I don't know, more developed? I mean, yeah, his servant was interesting, but you as the main antagonist was not that interesting. In fact, the king that was the most offended during the peace treaty I wanted to see more of, since his character had so much more going for him than the main antagonist. That is a bad reason for anything when you have that setup where your antagonist is not that believable for an episode. But whatever, I'm just gonna go into circles going about how I feel about certain elements in this episode. So let's just wrap this up with a big old rating report card, where I'm gonna give this entire episode a modest 5.9 out of 13 with a C-, and giving it a 3.1 out of 7 star all around. It's not the best episode, it's not even the strongest one, but if you want to see how a nice little juxtaposition of how you do a mystical romance triangle in a decent category, you should give this episode a watch. I'm not saying it's the greatest episode. In fact, if you skip it, you won't really miss a damn thing. But, you know, we got a little bit of something. So, we will be back again with the latest episode after this. And I'll see you guys next week.